Have you experienced the awesome power of the Panasonic Real 3DO system? Obviously. The intense realism of Panasonic Real 3DO.
Hey guys, it's Chris, and today we're back with another YouTube video, this time reviewing some vintage video game systems, and today we are going to be reviewing the Panasonic Real 3DO Interactive Multiplayer. This model is the Panasonic Fz-1 Real Interactive Multiplayer. The 3DO Panasonic Interactive Multiplayer was released in 1993. It's a product of the 3DO company that was formed by a Japanese company called Matsushita. It's a parent company to Panasonic. 3DO never made the console. Instead, they created some technology to other companies like Panasonic, Goldstar, Sanyo, with a design specification for this unit. It's a 32-bit CPU, plays games on CD-ROM. As you can see by here, it only has one controller port. It does come with like a 7-foot cord for the controller, which, a little zoomed in, looks like this. It has a L1, L2, ABC button, a stop or X, and a play or P button right here. It also has a headphone jack with a volume control here. Underneath of this expansion port allows you to daisy chain multiple controllers to play multiple player games. It was a very expensive system when it was first released, averaging around $800 US. Probably because it cost a lot to manufacture. Oh, the system includes 32K. Yeah, 32K of backup RAM. So here's the introduction screen for the 3DO. If you press A on the controller when it's booting up, you'll hear sound. It's this space scene with some planets flying by that form the 3DO Interactive Multiplayer logo. A little bit on the hardware of the 3DO. There were several designs made. You have the, let me turn this down just a tick. You have the 3DO Fz-1, which is the one I'm reviewing. We also have the Goldstar LG 3DO Interactive Multiplayer, and Sanyo made one, which is called the 3DO Tri. Yes, Tri. They had about 8 models that came out. Most of them were released in Japan, South Korea. The Fz-1, the Fz-10, which was a slim line, kind of like a PlayStation 3 Slim, compared to the bulky square of the original 3DO. It has a ARM60 32-bit RISC CPU. It's got 2 megs of RAM and 1 meg of video RAM, and a double-speed CD-ROM drive that will also play CD+G or photo CDs, like the CD+Gs, like karaoke discs and stuff. And it has it runs at 12.5 megahertz. So it does have a math-code processor, which is cool. It does 640 by 480 or 384 by 288 for PAL, which is, I guess, regular TV resolution. 640 by 480 or 322/40 for a regular old tube TV. It'll produce 16 million pixels. You know, it's a pretty good system for its time. Ooh. It has 16-bit stereo sound, runs at 44 kilohertz. It'll do 20-bit DSP. The CD-ROM double speed, that was like what, 300K. It has 32K. Sorry, so it's saying megs in modern days. 32K buffer for audio. It comes with RF, composite, or S video. Standard power, which is internal to the unit, just a regular 2-prong plug. And there was some accessories like the gun, the light gun that came out for like American laser games like Mad Dog McCree. I do have the light gun. I'll do a review on that one later. I also have the 3DO mouse, so you could do, I don't know what with, but I have it because, you know, I wanted to buy it. So it came with a game called Crash and Burn, which I'll get. So we're just inserted Crash and Burn. You'll see the 3DO logo flash by as it loads. Remember, this is 1993 technology. I'm playing this on a modern flat screen 50-inch television, so it will not look as great as it did, believe it or not, on a CRT. So this game was bundled with it. You could also get it bundled with John Madden Football, the original John Madden Football. I think I was playing tournament. I don't remember. Okay, so you got to choose these 6 characters, and they all told you something silly, or they're supposed to. He reminds me of a Def Leppard dude, some rocker from the 80s. I don't remember. Their cars do different things. Here we go.
Showman, first and foremost.
Yeah, whatever. We're just going to choose you.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. Now, this was an early release game. It is 1993 tech, so it's kind of old. The games are gritty at best, but this was during the time where a lot of live motion video was becoming popular because of the CD-ROM's growing popularity. So there was a lot of games with Tia Carrera, the Daedalus Encounter, live action. We had Mark Hamill in Wing Commander 3. A lot of known actors played characters in these video games, mainly for the cinematics, not as playing as them. But as you can tell, the load times on this are excessive. So I'm just skipping as fast as I can to get into the actual gameplay. Here we go. And your weapons come live oh my gosh, I suck. Shortly after you get in the game, you have weapons. And you can change your cockpit view. There's targeting. The C button apparently changes your view. I'm not even really doing anything. I'm just holding it center. There we go. I have a cannon now. Blew him up. Get out of the way. Apparently I'm already but you get the point. Now, to eject the disc, you just press the eject button. The game keeps running. And it will reset itself when it finally detects that the game has been removed. So this is actually, I believe it's Dragon's Lair, which looks just as good as it did when I was a kid. This game was always a lot of fun, except I died a lot.
You control the actions of a daring adventure.
So for 1993, it looks pretty good.
Who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles.
And Space Ace and all the other famous games of the Don Bluth Laserdisc era were available.
Below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer.
Your quest awaits. Alright. 1993. Don Bluth. When I was a kid, I wished I could have a Laserdisc game in my house like Dragon's Lair. Little did I know that later on in life we would have the technology to do so. Come on, start. Now I will die here because I forget how to play this and what the moves are. Case in point, I think I have to go right. So that's kind of my review on the Panasonic 3DO. It's nothing in depth, but I just wanted you to see what the system was capable of in 1993. Now if you're young, 93 is before your time, this is what your parents played if they were lucky. And you can get 3DOs relatively cheap, $100 on eBay. I have a vast collection of different games. for the 3DO. I have had this Fz-1 since 1993. I bought it new for $799. I paid for it in installments, so I enjoyed it greatly through my late teens and early 20s. Until newer systems came along, I just put it back in its box and let it sit until later on in life, where I decided to start doing more vintage video game collections. Oh, that's loud. I also have the Goldstar 3DO, which is exactly the same, and I'll cut to that and we'll do the Goldstar. So the introduction screen for the Goldstar is a little different. They clearly mention their name, the Goldstar company. They have a very simplistic boot ROM logo with some planets that explode, apparently, that say Goldstar. Functionality, it works identical to the 3DO. Fz-1. So the Goldstar, this Goldstar 3DO has, it came out like a year later. I think it came out in '94. It started in South Korea. This is the model 101, or the GDO, right? 101, I think M, actually, 101M. The 101 was South Korea. So the 101M for North America and the UK or Europe, all the same games play, except there's one cool thing about the Goldstar, which I will show you. I'm going to hand carry the camera. The Fz-1 has a tray loading eject. So here's the Fz-1, right? Open the tray. There's a standard, like a CD-ROM for a computer, right? The Goldstar has this nice button, and it has a, this is just Gex on an old black Memorex disc, where you click it in place, and then it loads. Gameplay is the same, functionality is the same. This is the Gex guy I was telling you about. You're like some lizard.
Time to teach someone some manners.
Bad voiceovers. I don't know what I'm doing with some play. The controller on the Goldstar is a little bit less ergonomic than the Fz-1. Whoa, that's loud. Find a cell phone with a bone on it. Actually, did they have cell phones in '93? Early? Okay, so C is jump. Find level remote controls to turn on TVs. Okay. B is your tail, where you just beat people up. And A, I guess you lick them.
This one's for Johnny.
What's this?
It's tail time.
What does that say? Tail whip power balls. Whatever. I eat some flies. Oh. I can walk up walls.
It's tail time.
So, you get the point. Anyway, the Fz-1 and Goldstar GD101M, or what the heck is it called? Oh, GDO-M, I'm sorry. Both have the same hookups, S-Video, composite, the original AV connector on the old school TVs. And that's about it for the 3DO interactive multiplayer review. It's not a super in-depth review, but it kind of gives you an idea how things used to be in the land of video games or vintage video game collectors. So that's about it, guys. I'm going to do some other reviews. If you like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it, and look forward for more. Thanks for watching.